You got something special inside you? Yeah, you. I'm talking to you right now. You got that fire, that spark, that thing that makes you different from everybody else. But here's the deal. Are you using it? Are you letting that light shine? Or are you hiding it away? Scared of what might happen if you step up? I'll tell you what happens when you step up. You become a leader. Not just any leader, but the leader you were born to be, the one who's going to change things, shake things up, make a real difference in this world. Now I know what you're thinking. Me? A leader? Nah, that's not me. But let me tell you something. Every single person who ever did anything great started right where you are. They had doubts, they had fears, but you know what they also had? They had guts. They had the courage to say, I'm going to do this no matter what. That's what it takes to be a leader. It's not about being perfect. It's not about knowing everything. It's about having the guts to try, to fail, to get back up, and to keep pushing forward. You see, leadership ain't just some fancy title. It's not about being the boss or telling people what to do. Real leadership is about serving others. It's about seeing the best in people and helping them bring it out. It's about having a vision and inspiring others to chase after it with you. Think about the people who've made a real impact in your life, the ones who believed in you when nobody else did, the ones who pushed you to be better, the ones who stood by you when things got tough. Those are leaders. And you can be that for someone else. But here's the thing. It starts with you. You got to lead yourself before you can lead anybody else. That means taking responsibility for your life. It means setting goals and going after them with everything you've got. It means facing your fears and doing the things that scare you. You got to be willing to do the work. Leadership ain't easy. It's going to test you. It's going to push you to your limits. But that's where the growth happens. That's where you find out what you're really made of. Now, I'm not saying that you got to have it all figured out right now. Nobody does. Leadership is a journey. It's something you grow into. But you got to start somewhere, and that somewhere is right here, right now. Ask yourself, what do you care about? What gets you fired up? What's that thing that makes you want to jump out of bed in the mornings? That's where your leadership starts. That's your purpose. Once you got that purpose, you got to own it. You got to live it every single day. You got to be willing to stand up for what you believe in, even when it's not popular, even when people are telling you you're crazy, even when you're the only one who believes. That's what leaders do. They don't follow the crowd. They create a new path. They see things not as they are, but as they could be. And they've got the courage to make that vision a reality. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I'm not charismatic enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not experienced enough. Let me tell you something. Those are all excuses. And excuses are the nails that build the house of failure. Leadership is about influence. It's about impacting people's lives in a positive way. And you can do that right where you are right now. You don't need a fancy title. You don't need permission. You just need to decide that you're going to make a difference. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room to be a leader. You don't need to have all the answers. What you need is passion. What you need is commitment. What you need is the willingness to learn and grow. Think about the problems in your community, in your workplace, in your family. What could you do to make things better? That's where your leadership starts. It starts with seeing a need and deciding to do something about it. Maybe it's standing up for someone who's being treated unfairly. Maybe it's coming up with a new idea that could improve things at work. Maybe it's organizing a community event to bring people together. Whatever it is, it starts with you taking action. Now, I know it's scary to put yourself out there. I know it's easy to stay in your comfort zone. But let me tell you something. Now, nothing great ever came from comfort zones. The leaders who change the world are the ones who are willing to be uncomfortable. You got to be willing to take risks. You got to be willing to fail. Because here's the truth. Failure ain't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every great leader has failed. But you know what makes them great? They didn't let failure stop them. They learned from it. They grew from it. And they came back stronger. That's what you got to do. You got to embrace failure as a teacher. You got to see it as feedback, not as a final verdict on your abilities. Every time you fall, you got to get back up with more knowledge, more determination, more fire in your belly. And let me tell you something else, you don't have to do it alone. Great leaders know how to build teams. They know how to bring people together around a common goal. They know how to inspire others to give their best. So look around you. Who are the people who share your passion? Who are the ones who believe in you? Those are the people you want on your team. Those are the ones who will help you turn your vision into reality. But here's the thing. You got to be willing to invest in people. You got to be willing to give without expecting anything in return. Because true leadership is about serving others. It's about putting the needs of your team, your community, your cause above your own. That's not always easy. Sometimes it means making tough decisions. Sometimes it means having difficult conversation. Sometimes it means sacrificing your own comfort for the good of others. But that's what separates true leaders from the rest. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I'm not in a position of authority. How can I be a leader? Let me tell you something. Our leadership ain't about position. It's about action. It's about influence. You can lead from anywhere. Think about it. Who are the people who had the biggest impact on your life? Chances are it wasn't just people in positions of power. It was the teacher who believed in you, the friend who pushed you to be better, the coworker who always had your back. Those people were leaders, not because of their title, but because of their actions, because of the way they treated people, because of the example they set. You can do that too. You can be that positive influence in someone's life. You can be the one who inspires others to dream bigger, to work harder, to be better. But it starts with you leading yourself. It starts with you holding yourself to a higher standard. It starts with you living out your values every single day. You got to be the kind of person others want to follow. That means being honest, even when it's hard. It means being reliable, even when it's inconvenient. It means being humble, even when you're successful. And let me tell you something. Humility is one of the most important qualities of a great leader. It's not about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. It's about recognizing that your success ain't just about you. It's about the people you serve, the cause you believe in. Great leaders know they don't have all the answers. They're not afraid to ask for help. They're not afraid to admit when they're wrong. They're always learning, always growing, always looking for ways to improve. That's what you got to do. You got to be a lifelong learner. You got to be curious. You got to be open to new ideas, new perspectives, new ways of doing things. Read books, listen to podcasts, seek out mentors, surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you to be better. Because the moment you think you know it all is the moment you stop growing as a leader. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I don't have time for all that. I'm too busy. Let me tell you something. You make time for what's important to you. And if becoming the leader you were meant to be ain't important to you, then who are you living for? You got to prioritize your growth. You got to invest in yourself. Because here's the truth. You can't give what you don't have. You can't lead others to a place you've never been. So take care of yourself. Mind, body, and spirit. Eat right, exercise, get enough sleep, meditate, pray. Do whatever you need to do to keep yourself in top shape, because leadership is demanding. It's going to take everything you've got. But let me tell you something that's worth it. There's nothing more fulfilling than knowing you're making a difference in people's lives. There's nothing more exciting than seeing your vision become reality. And here's the best part. As you grow as a leader, you help others grow too. You create a ripple effect that goes far beyond anything you could do on your own. That's the power of leadership. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but what if I fail? What if people don't follow me? What if I'm not good enough? Let me tell you something. Those fears are normal. Every great leader has felt them. But you know what they did? They felt the fear and did it anyway. Because here's the truth. The biggest risk ain't failing. The biggest risk is never trying. It's living with the regret of knowing you could have made a difference, but you were too scared to try. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt keep you down. You've got greatness inside you. You've got the power to change lives, to change communities, to change the world. But you got to believe in yourself. You got to trust that voice inside you that's telling you to step up, to speak out, to make a difference. And let me tell you something else. Now, it ain't about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about being true to who you are, to your values, to your beliefs. People don't follow perfect leaders. They follow real leaders, leaders who are willing to be vulnerable, leaders who are willing to share their struggles, their doubts, their fears. So don't try to be someone you're not. Don't try to fit into someone else's idea of what a leader should be. Be you. Be the best version of you, because that's what the world needs. The world needs your unique perspective. It needs your unique talents. It needs your unique voice. There's nobody else in the world quite like you. And that's your power. Use that power. Use it to make a difference. Use it to lift others up. Use it to create positive change in the world. Because here's the thing. Leadership ain't just about you. It's about the impact you have on others. It's about the legacy you leave behind. Think about it. What do you want people to say about you when you're gone? What impact do you want to have made? What difference do you want to have made in the world? That's what should drive you. That's what should get you out of bed in the morning. That's what should keep you going when things get tough. And let me tell you something, things will get tough. Leadership ain't easy. There'll be times when you feel like giving up, times when you feel like you're not making a difference, times when you wonder if it's all worth it. But those are the times when you got to dig deep. Those are the times when you got to remember why you started. Those are the times when you got to lean on your purpose, your passion, your vision, because here's the truth. The world needs leaders now more than ever. It needs people who are willing to stand up for what's right, people who are willing to challenge the status quo, people who are willing to fight for a better future. And that's you. That's who you are. That's who you were meant to be. So don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for someone else to do it. You be the leader. You be the change. You be the difference maker. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Because that's how great things begin. That's how movements start. That's how change happens. And remember, leadership is a journey. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about growing every single day. It's about becoming better today than you were yesterday. So embrace the challenges. Welcome the obstacles. See them as opportunities to grow, to learn, to become stronger. And most importantly, never forget the power of one. One person can make a difference. One person can start a movement. One person can change the world. You are that person. You have that power. You have that potential. So step up, speak out, take action, be the leader you were meant to be, because the world is waiting for you. The world needs you. And there's no better time than right now to answer that call. Remember, leadership ain't about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. It's about serving others. It's about making a positive difference in people's lives. So ask yourself, who can you serve today? Who can you lift up? Who can you inspire? That's where your leadership journey begins. And let me tell you something. Once you start, once you get a taste of what it feels like to make a real difference in someone's life, you'll never want to stop. It becomes addictive. It becomes your purpose. It becomes your reason for being. But here's the thing. You got to be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is great leadership. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes persistence. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to face criticism. But that's all part of the journey. That's all part of becoming the leader you were meant to be. The key is to keep going, to keep learning, to keep growing, to keep pushing yourself to be better every single day. And remember, leadership is about influence, not authority. You don't need a title to be a leader. You don't need permission. You just need to decide that you're going to make a difference. Start small. Start with your family, your friends, your coworkers. Be the one who brings positivity to every situation. Be the one who lifts others up. Be the one who inspires others to be their best. Because here's the truth. Leadership is contagious. When you start leading, others will follow. When you start making a difference, others will want to join you. That's how movements start. That's how change happens. That's how the world gets better. But it all starts with you. It all starts with your decision to step up, to take responsibility, to be the leader you were meant to be. So what are you waiting for? The world needs your leadership. The world needs your passion. The world needs your vision. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt keep you down. You've got greatness inside you. You've got the power to change lives, to change communities, to change the world. Believe in yourself. Trust your instincts. Follow your heart, because that's where true leadership comes from. It comes from within. And let me tell you something. Now, when you lead from the heart, when you lead with purpose, when you lead with passion, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You can inspire others to dream bigger. You can motivate others to work harder. You can empower others to be better. That's the power of leadership. That's the power you have inside you. So use it. Use it to make a difference. Use it to create positive change. Use it to build a better world, because that's what leaders do. They don't just accept the world as it is. They work to make it what it should be. And that's your challenge. That's your calling. That's your purpose. To be the leader you were meant to be, to make the difference only you can make, to leave your mark on the world. It won't be easy. It won't always be comfortable, but it will be worth it. It will be fulfilling. It will be meaningful. So step up, take the lead, be the change, because the world is waiting for you. The world needs you. And there's no time like the present to answer that call. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm just one person. How much difference can I really make? Let me tell you something. Every great change, every great movement, every great achievement in history started with one person who dared to dream, who dared to act, who dared to lead. Think about it. Martin Luther King Jr. was just one person. Mother Teresa was just one person. Nelson Mandela was just one person. But look at the impact they had. Look at the lives they changed. Look at the world they transformed. You've got that same power inside you. You've got that same potential. You've got that same ability to make a difference. But here's the thing. You got to start. You got to take that first step. You got to be willing to put yourself out there. Maybe that means speaking up in a meeting when everyone else is staying quiet. Maybe that means volunteering for a project nobody else wants to take on. Maybe that means standing up for someone who's being treated unfairly. Whatever it is, it starts with you taking action. It starts with you deciding that you're not going to sit on the sidelines anymore. You're going to get in the game. You're going to make things happen. And let me tell you something. When you start doing that, people will notice. They'll see your passion. They'll see your commitment. They'll see your leadership. And they'll want to follow you. Not because you're telling them to, but because you're inspiring them to. Because you're showing them what's possible. Because you're leading by example. That's what real leadership is all about. It's not about barking orders or bossing people around. It's about setting the standard. It's about showing others the way. It's about being the change you want to see in the world. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything I need to know to be a leader. Let me tell you something that nobody does. Leadership ain't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to find the answer. It's about being curious. It's about being open to new ideas. It's about being willing to learn from others. Great leaders are great learners. They're always reading, always studying, always trying to improve themselves. They know that the moment they stop learning is the moment they stop leading. So don't let your lack of knowledge hold you back. Don't let your inexperience stop you. Use it as motivation to learn more, to grow more, to become more. Ask questions. Seek out mentors. Surround yourself with people who know more than you do, because that's how you grow. That's how you develop. That's how you become the leader you were meant to be. And remember, leadership ain't a destination. It's a journey. It's not about reaching a certain point and saying, okay, I'm a leader now. It's about growing every single day. It's about becoming better today than you were yesterday. So embrace the challenges. Welcome the obstacles. See them as opportunities to grow, to learn, to be. Because here's the truth. The greatest leaders aren't the ones who never face difficulties. They're the ones who face their difficulties head on and come out stronger on the other side. They're the ones who see problems as opportunities. They're the ones who see setbacks as setups for comebacks. They're the ones who turn obstacles into stepping stones. That's the kind of leader you can be. That's the kind of leader you were meant to be. But you got to believe in yourself. You got to trust your instincts. You got to have faith in your abilities, because if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect others to believe in you? If you don't trust your own judgment, how can you expect others to trust your leadership? Self-confidence is key to leadership. Not arrogance, not ego, but a quiet, unshakable belief in yourself and your vision. And let me tell you something, that confidence comes from preparation. It comes from doing the work. It comes from knowing that you've given your all, that you've done everything you can to be ready for whatever comes your way. So prepare yourself, educate yourself, train yourself, do whatever it takes to be ready for your moment, because your moment is coming. Your opportunity to lead is on its way. And when it arrives, you need to be ready to step up and take charge. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but what if I fail? What if I make mistakes? What if people criticize me? Let me tell you something. You will fail. You will make mistakes. People will criticize you. That's part of leadership. That's part of life. But here's the thing. Failure ain't final unless you quit. Mistakes ain't fatal unless you let them be. And criticism, that's just feedback in disguise. Use your failures as lessons. Use your mistakes as opportunities to improve. Use criticism as a chance to see things from a different perspective, because that's what great leaders do. They don't let setbacks stop them. They don't let failures define them. They use every experience, good or bad, as a chance to grow, to learn, to become. And remember, leadership ain't about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about being true to who you are, to your values, to your beliefs. People don't follow perfect leaders. They follow real leaders, leaders who are willing to be vulnerable, leaders who are willing to admit their mistakes, leaders who are willing to show their human side. So don't try to be someone you're not. Don't try to fit into someone else's idea of what a leader should be. Be you, be the best version of you, because that's what the world needs. The world needs your unique perspective. It needs your unique talents. It needs your unique voice. There's nobody else in the world quite like you, and that's your power. Use that power. Use it to make a difference. Use it to lift others up. Use it to create positive change in the world. Because here's the thing, leadership ain't just about you. It's about the impact you have on others. It's about the legacy you leave behind. Think about it. What do you want people to say about you when you're gone? What impact do you want to have made? What difference do you want to have made in the world? That's what should drive you. That's what should get you out of bed in the morning. That's what should keep you going when things get tough. And let me tell you something, those things will get tough. Leadership ain't easy. There'll be times when you feel like giving up. time when you feel like you're not making a difference, times when you wonder if it's all worth it. But those are the times when you got to dig deep. Those are the times when you got to remember why you started. Those are the times when you got to lean on your purpose, your passion, your vision, because here's the truth. The world needs leaders now more than ever. It needs people who are willing to stand up for what's right, people who are willing to challenge the status quo, people who are willing to fight for a better future. And that's you. That's who you are. That's who you were meant to be. So don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for someone else to do it. You be the leader. You be the change. You be the difference maker. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Because that's how great things begin. That's how movements start. That's how change happens. And remember, leadership is a journey. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about growing every single day. It's about becoming better today than you were yesterday. So embrace the challenges. Welcome the obstacles. See them as opportunities to grow, to learn, to become stronger. And most importantly, never forget the power of one. One person can make a difference. One person can start a movement. One person can change the world. You are that person. You have that power. You have that potential. So step up, speak out, take action. Be the leader you were meant to be, because the world is waiting for you. The world needs you, and there's no better time than right now to answer that call. Now let's talk about something that's crucial to leadership: vision. You see, great leaders ain't just focused on the here and now. They're always looking ahead. They're always thinking about what could be, not just what is. That's what vision is all about. It's about seeing a better future and having the courage to pursue it. It's about imagining what's possible and then working to make it a reality. But here's the thing: vision ain't just about dreaming big. It's about communicating that dream to others. It's about painting a picture so vivid, so compelling that others want to be part of it. Because let's face it, no great leader ever achieved anything significant all on their own. They had teams, they had supporters, they had people who believed in their vision and were willing to work alongside them to make it happen. That's why communication is so crucial to leadership. You got to be able to share your vision in a way that inspires others. You got to be able to articulate your ideas clearly and persuasively. You got to be able to motivate people to take action. And let me tell you something, that ain't always easy. Sometimes people won't understand your vision right away. Sometimes they'll resist change. Sometimes they'll doubt whether it's possible. That's when you got to dig deep. That's when you got to tap into your passion, your conviction, your belief in what's possible. Because if you don't believe in your vision wholeheartedly, how can you expect others to? So don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to set ambitious goals. Don't be afraid to push the boundaries of what's possible, because that's what leaders do. They challenge the status quo. They ask why not. When others say it can't be done, they see opportunities where others see obstacles. But remember, vision without action is just a daydream. You got to be willing to roll up your sleeves and do the work. You got to be willing to take risks, to make tough decisions, to persevere in the face of setbacks. That's where courage comes in. Courage to stand up for what you believe in. Courage to make unpopular decisions when you know they're right. Courage to keep going when things get tough. Because let me tell you something. I'm like, leadership ain't for the faint of heart. It's going to test you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to push you to your limits. But that's where growth happens. That's where you discover what you're really made of. That's where you become the leader you were meant to be. Now, let's talk about another crucial aspect of leadership: empathy. You see, great leaders don't just lead with their heads. They lead with their hearts too. They understand that leadership ain't just about achieving goals or hitting targets. It's about people. It's about understanding their needs, their hopes, their fears. It's about connecting with them on a human level. Empathy is what allows you to do that. It's what allows you to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to see things from their perspective, to understand what motivates them. And let me tell you something. When you lead with empathy, people notice. They feel valued. They feel understood. They feel inspired to give their best. But empathy ain't just about being nice. It's about being effective. Because when you understand what drives people, you can motivate them better. When you know their strengths and weaknesses, you can lead them more effectively. So take the time to listen, really listen, not just to what people are saying, but to what they're not saying. Pay attention to their body language, their tone of voice, their emotions. Ask questions. Show genuine interest in their ideas, their concerns, their aspirations. Make them feel heard. Make them feel valued. Make them feel like they're an important part of your team, your organization, your vision. Because here's the truth: People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. They don't follow titles. They follow people who inspire them, who believe in them, who bring out the best in them. That's the kind of leader you can be. That's the kind of leader you were meant to be. But it takes practice. It takes patience. It takes a genuine desire to understand and connect with others. So challenge yourself to be more empathetic every day. Put yourself in other people's shoes. Try to see things from different perspectives. Practice active listening. Show compassion. Because when you do that, you don't just become a better leader. You become a better person. And you inspire others to do the same. Now let's talk about something else that's crucial to leadership: integrity. You see, leadership ain't just about what you do. It's about who you are. It's about your character. It's about your values. Integrity is the foundation of leadership. It's what gives you credibility. It's what earns you respect. It's what makes people trust you and want to follow you. But here's the thing. Integrity ain't something you can fake. It's not something you can put on like a suit when you need it. It's something that's got to be part of who you are day in and day out. It's about doing the right thing, even when no one's watching. It's about being true to your word, even when it's inconvenient. It's about standing up for what's right, even when it's unpopular. And let me tell you something, Vine, that ain't always easy. There'll be times when you're tempted to cut corners, times when you're tempted to compromise your values for short-term gain, times when you're tempted to look the other way when something's not right. But that's when your integrity is tested. That's when your leadership is put to the test. Because here's the truth. People are watching. They're paying attention to what you do, not just what you say. They're looking to see if you walk your talk, if you practice what you preach. And if you do, if you consistently act with integrity, you build trust. You build respect. You build a reputation as someone who can be counted on, someone who stands for something. That's powerful. That's what gives you influence. That's what makes people want to follow you, not because they have to, but because they want to. So guard your integrity like it's the most precious thing you've got. Because in many ways, it is. It's the foundation of your leadership. It's what will sustain you through tough times. It's what will give you the moral authority to lead others. And remember, integrity ain't just about big decisions. It's about the small ones too. It's about being honest in your communication. It's about giving credit where it's due. It's about taking responsibility for your mistake. It's about treating people with respect, regardless of their position or status. It's about being fair and consistent in your actions. It's about living up to your commitments, even when it's hard. Because here's the thing, leadership ain't a part-time job. It's not something you can turn on and off. It's a way of life. It's about who you are, not just what you do. So be the kind of leader you'd want to follow. Be the kind of person who inspires others to be better. Be the kind of leader who makes a positive difference in people's lives, because that's what real leadership is all about. It's not about power or prestige. It's about service. It's about making a difference. It's about leaving the world a little better than you found it. And let me tell you something. When you lead with integrity, when you lead with purpose, when you lead with passion, there's no limit to what you can achieve. There's no limit to the impact you can have. So step up, take the lead. Be the leader you were meant to be, because the world needs leaders of integrity now more than ever. The world needs you. And remember, leadership ain't a destination. It's a journey. It's about growing every day, about becoming better, about stretching yourself beyond what you thought was possible. So embrace the challenges. Welcome the obstacles. See them as opportunities to grow, to learn, to become stronger, because that's what leaders do. They don't shrink from challenges. They rise to meet them. They don't avoid obstacles. They find ways over, under, around, or through them. And most importantly, they bring others along with them on the journey, because that's what true leadership is all about. Inspiring others to reach their full potential, to dream bigger, to do more than they ever thought possible. It's about creating a vision so compelling that people want to be part of it, and then giving them the tools, the support, and the encouragement to make it happen. It's about being the kind of person who lifts others up, who brings out the best in people, who leaves every situation better than you found it. So I challenge you to today, step up, take the lead, be the change you want to see in the world, because you've got greatness inside you. You got the power to make a difference. You've got the ability to be the leader you were meant to be. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Start where you are. Use what you've got and watch as you transform not just your own life, but the lives of those around you. Remember, the world needs your leadership, your passion, your vision. So go out there and be the leader you were meant to be. The world is waiting for you.